Have you ever asked yourself what it truly means to live a good life? Not just a life full of success or pleasure, but a life that feels deeply meaningful. In a world that constantly chases wealth, fame, and comfort, there is an ancient idea that says real happiness comes from something else, from who we are when no one is watching, from the strength of our character, from how we choose to live each day. This is the heart of virtue ethics, and it just might be the wisdom you have been looking for. Virtue ethics is not about following rules or chasing rewards. It is about becoming a certain kind of person, a person of honesty, courage, compassion, and wisdom. It is about who you are when no one is watching. And it starts with a simple but powerful idea, that a good life is built from good character. This idea goes all the way back to Aristotle. He believed that the purpose of life is to reach a state of eudaimonia, a Greek word that means flourishing or living well. But eudaimonia is not something you stumble into. It is something you earn by practicing the virtues every day. Think of virtues like muscles. The more you use them, the stronger they become. Courage is built by facing fear, not avoiding it. Patience is built by waiting with grace, not with anger. Kindness is built by giving even when it is not convenient. And wisdom is built by listening, thinking, and reflecting. Aristotle taught that we become what we repeatedly do. So, if you act selfishly again and again, you become selfish. If you act generously again and again, you become generous. Character is not fixed. It is shaped by our habits. Virtue ethics is different from other moral systems. It does not just ask, what is the right thing to do? It asks, what kind of person do you want to be? That is a deeper and more personal question. And it invites you to take full responsibility for your life. It also gives you hope, because it means you can grow. No matter where you start, no matter what mistakes you have made, every day a chance to choose better. Virtue ethics does not promise a life without pain, but it offers something stronger, a way to face pain with dignity, a way to find joy that is not shaken by circumstances, a way to become someone you truly respect. Imagine waking up every morning not with anxiety or fear, but with a quiet sense of purpose. Imagine facing difficult decisions with clarity, not confusion. Imagine looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing someone you deeply respect. That is the life virtue ethics points toward. Not a perfect life, but a deeply fulfilling one. We all want happiness, but what kind of happiness lasts? The pleasure from buying something new fades. The thrill of winning does not stay. Even praise from others can feel empty after a while. But the joy of living with virtue is different. It grows with time. It deepens with every honest choice, every act of courage, every moment of self-control. Aristotle called this kind of happiness eudaimonia. It means flourishing, or living well. It is not a feeling, it is a state of being. It is the result of becoming the best version of yourself. And the way to get there is through virtue. Think about the people you admire most. Chances are it is not because they were rich or famous. It is because they had character. They stood for something. They showed kindness when it was hard. They spoke the truth when it cost them. They lived with courage even in fear. These are not just moments of greatness. They are the fruit of virtue. The beauty of virtue ethics is that it is for everyone. You do not need power, money, or education. You just need the willingness to grow, to question yourself, to strive to do better each day. You start where you are. You build slowly. You fail and try again. And over time your habits shape your soul. Even small choices matter. Choosing to be honest when it is easier to lie. Choosing to listen when you want to interrupt. Choosing patience when anger rises. Each time you choose virtue, you are becoming more than you were yesterday. And the more you grow, the more you feel alive. You start to see the world differently. You notice beauty in simplicity. You find joy in being kind without needing credit. You discover strength in silence and confidence in humility. You are no longer controlled by fear or impulse. Instead, you are guided by wisdom and shaped by your highest values. This kind of life is rare today, but that makes it even more powerful. In a world full of noise, distractions, and surface-level living, the person who lives with depth stands out, not because they seek attention, but because they radiate something we all long for: integrity, peace, truth. Virtue does not guarantee success as the world defines it, but it gives you something better: a soul that is at home with itself, a mind that is clear, a heart that is open, a life that is deeply rooted and quietly strong. And in the end, this is what matters most: not what you achieved, but who you became; not what you owned, but what you gave; not how long you lived, but how well. Now the question is not whether virtue matters, it is what you will do with it. You do not need to change your whole life overnight. Just start with one moment today, one small decision where you choose to act with honesty instead of convenience, with kindness instead of pride, with courage instead of fear. Think of one area in your life where you have been avoiding growth. Is it a relationship where you need to speak truth? Is it a habit you know is holding you back? Is it the way you treat others when no one is watching? That is where virtue begins, not in grand gestures, but in quiet daily choices. You have the power to become someone you respect, someone your future self will thank, not by chasing perfection, but by practicing virtue one step at a time. So pause now, reflect, and commit to living a little more honestly, a little more bravely, a little more wisely today. Because in the end, that is how happiness finds you. Not when you run after it, but when you become someone who is truly worthy of it.